Afternoon VC, Harris here. It's been a while. I'm going to keep an eye on two elderly parents that live about 80 miles apart, which has been quite hard work. But spurred into life by a video I saw last Sunday by Norman Maslow on his live tab. He's in Vancouver. He correctly, on this video, he espouses the channels of John the 6-inch Pianist and Headley, another fat bearded man. Quite correctly, he says, fantastic channels. But then he goes on. It's all in the pad. It's all documented. This is what he says. These are the only two British YouTubers that have personality. Where does he get off with that? What's that? That's an open declaration of war in the UK as far as I'm concerned. This is the bloke who in the last 4 years has done 169 whack-a-moles. Over that time he's only shown 6 different artists, 2 of which were Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. So, and we're the problem. Not even Scooby-Doo's as confused as you, Norman. I mean, where does he get off? I mean, he's having a pop at Britain, right? And this is, I'm not being funny. You've awoken a sleeping giant here. You have a pop at Britain. You're having a pop at me. This is the country that's given you infinite Branston pickle facilities, yeah? Or gave us only fools and horses, yeah? Del Boy falling through a bar. You're cramping my style trig and. Free celery on the NHS, yeah? Got that in America? No, thank you. But what's he going to do for an encore? What's he going to do? Get a plane over to Britain and give Prince Charles a wedgie, yeah? Not on my watch, son. Not on my watch. Here, I've had a few. What of it, yeah? Oh, that's the problem now, is it? Yeah, my drinking. Unbelievable. So from here on now, it's a personality fest. I'm going to push the envelope. New horizons, new visions, fast moving, innovative. The Harris Pilton channel now explodes, yeah? Who's with me, Britain, yeah? Let's go. So here we go. It's a Vinyl Finds video. Vinyl Finds 43. Oh, for fuck's sake. Maybe he had a point. But, I haven't done a Vinyl Finds video for a little while. I went to a record fair and I saw Martin, the vinyl scavenger. I had a great chat with him, fantastic bloke, he had a stall there. And I haven't shown these videos, that was about 3 months ago, boiling hot day. I found this, the Cramps, Gravest Hits, the first 2 7-inch singles on a 12-inch, fantastic. I remember buying this at Underground Records in Southampton near the bus shelter, next to Plested Pies back in '85. I ended up giving it away ages ago, just when I gave a lot of records away. So thrilled to get it. £10. I mean, it's beat up. It's not the easiest to find. It's got the incredible Human Fly, The Way I Walk, Domino. Don't really like the Cramps version of Surfing Bird. Never did, to be honest. But I heard a version of Roy Orbison's Domino once on the John Peel show, and I've never heard the version since. But it's incredible. But yeah, so thrilled to get this. Next up, Eric's Records in Woolston. I've got the first OG of the Buzzcocks. A different kind of tension. Pretty decent. Never was going to be as good as... Another Music in a Different Kitchen or Singles Going Steady, but very little is it? But this ends with the incredible, I believe, their 7-minute epic, which kind of is a lovely signing off point for the Buzzcocks. The Buzzcocks, the more I think about it, I think maybe the greatest band of all time, the Buzzcocks. But yeah, this is pretty decent, pretty decent. Next up, 12-inch Grails. I'm always looking for a 12-inch Grail. I never buy off the internet, so Grails for me are just records I never see. So thrilled to get this. I've mentioned it a few times. Visage's Fade to Grey on a 12-inch. Ultimately a little bit pointless because it's the 7-inch version, not just put on a 12-inch. But therefore it does sound rather amazing. And yeah, chuffed to get this. Got this in Oxfam Music in Southampton. I was really thrilled to find it. You don't see it a lot, and pretty chuffed. Another one. A great example of why these 12 inches can be fantastic. Yazoo's Don't Go, the remix. Improves Don't Go. By sort of melding 2 remixes together, so you pretty much get an 8-minute. Oh, it's marvellous. I play these 12s all the time. It's pretty much all I play. This is incredible, this one. It's fantastic. And again, cheap, pretty cheap, and just marvellous stuff. I think this was mainly for the American market. Next up, I mentioned this in my last video, that I've started listening to it on CD in the car, and it's not really what I go for much. It's sort of that post-Nirvana's Nevermind, MTV, Alterno Nation. Jeff Buckley's Grace. On my last video, I did records that my favourite artists love. Morrissey, this was in his top 10. This is a top 10 record for Morrissey. I've got to say, I love it. I love half of it. It starts off with Mojo Pin, and you're thinking, danger, Pearl Jam ahead, and you're like, oh, this is a disaster. Then the fantastic Grace and the incredible Last Goodbye, which are just fantastic. He just goes off on sort of these little odysseys, and brilliant. Lilac Wine, Hallelujah, I'm Sick. Or Hallelujah got to #2 in the UK. I didn't realise that as a single. And then Lover, You Should Have Come Over. He was going out for a little while with the lead singer of the Cocteau Twins, and I think that might have been about her. I've forgotten her name. And Corpus Christi Carol, which is pretty lovely. This is great, actually. This is just a bog standard pressing. It's probably going to come. I imagine this is ripe for like a Mo-fi or something, because it's 48 minutes. But then again, there ain't many songs. But yeah, fantastic. Jeff Buckley's Grace. Again, a bit almost feels like a guilty pleasure to me. This, but marvellous. Doesn't seem to get shown a lot. And I would have thought this is catnip for the VC. This ticks every sort of VC box, I would have thought. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Another beaut. Oh, Bob Stanley comp. Tribal Rights of the New Saturday Light. Brooklyn Disco. 74 to 75. This is Nick Cone in the 70s, was a British music writer. The New Yorker, or the New York magazine, got him to go down to this. These things called discos were popping up. Not discos as we knew them, but they were playing sort of upbeat soul in about 74. They sent Nick Cone down to do a review of it. There was a bit of a hoo-ha outside. There was a fight, so he didn't go. So he based his article for the New Yorker. That's actually the illustrations that they put in the New Yorker. On the mods in England in the 60s. So because they were sharp dressed and they were into black progressive soul music. So he sort of lied. But he pretended it was about this nightclub that he went to. And that article turned into Saturday Night Fever, the film. This is incredible. This is the compilation of the year. It's sort of up. Disco hadn't been codified at this point, so it's just more like upbeat soul. Think of like Philly soul. I mean, it's got some incredible moments on it. Helplessly by Moment of Truth. You Can't Hide Your Love, Creative Source. The Whole Damn World Is Going Crazy by John Gary Williams, which is just insanely good. Maybe the greatest thing in it is Date with the Rain by Eddie Kendrick. Eddie Kendrick's who's on Motown. This is just 20 tracks of just all killer. Upbeat soul, upbeat Motown, upbeat Philly. It's just incredible. There's even this instrumental called Night of the Wolf by Ivano Fossati. Imagine if Ennio Morricone wrote the Bruce Lee theme. It's the funkiest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, if you're into, just buy this. It's incredibly good. Next up, more 12s. This was again when I met Martin. I found this. Giorgio Moroder with Phil Oakey, Together in Electric Dreams, the 12-inch single. Loving it. Peanuts, £2. I'll have that. And again, another great example of when 12 inches are brilliant. The fantastic, overlooked Furniture, Brilliant Mind on a 12. They totally improve it. On the 7, it ain't bad. It's kind of like it always sounds a bit like Joy Division's Atmosphere at the start, with a bit of that with a bit of twangy guitar. On the 12, it has like a 4-minute sort of marimba intro, which just brilliant single, absolutely brilliant Mind by Furniture. Well worth a listen of the 12-inch version. Also, when I met Martin, I bought off Clive Future Days by Can. This is the spoon pressing, 81. I think that was our own label. Now, I sold this to Clive back in about 2012 for about £15. That was a decent price to get for it, because at the time this was worth 40. That was a UK original press. That now goes for about 100. This I got off him for 30. So it's kind of become that, and that's a decent price for an 80 Can, great condition. I'm not a big Can fan, but I love this record. This is kind of how I wanted Can to sound. It's all liquidy, minimal vocals, very almost tribally drums. It's just fantastic. This is a real 2 in the morning job, and really pleased to get this. These things I reckon this will be double, 3 times the price in a few years. These pressings are great on spoon. But yeah, Future Days by Can. Oh, another 12 Grail. Hall & Oates. I can't go for that. No can do. Oh, this sounds fantastic on a 12-inch. Extended mix. Genius single. I love it. I could listen to this all day. And last one, again, Eric's Records. You very rarely see SST record originals. And I found Up on the Sun by the Meat Puppets. I think this is the UK press. Very hard to find. Beautiful record. They were basically Arizona potheads who were just all over the show, the Meat Puppets. And this is them almost verging into country funk territory. Incredible production that only SST could make records that sound like this. Spots on engineering, the engineer Spot. He literally does really nothing but press record. And those SST records, like the early Minutemen, Firehose, meat puppets. They just sound incredible, and they were probably recorded for about $300 each. So it seems to me like the less you pay on a recording, the better the record sounds. But yeah, incredible this. The meat puppets up on the sun. I was so thrilled to find it. £12 it was. It was pretty beat up. I've whacked it through the cleaner. It plays like a dream now, and yeah, incredible. Incredible. And I've been looking for this for ages, and probably in good nick this goes for 30 quid plus. But yeah, really pleased to find it, and yeah, chuffed. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be doing a Branston Prickle auction on Wednesday. If anyone, I'll put 4 o'clock EST. So keep them peeled for that. And Harris loves you. Take care all.